This is part two. I wanted to show some of the other stuff that I made over the past few years. I have some other stuff at my parents' house. This is the stuff that's here at my house that I wanted to show. Some of the cool things. I'll do projects that are for at-home use a lot of the time, and then sometimes I'll do commissions for other people that are for them, that they want or ask for various reasons. So one of the first things that my wife wanted, she wanted a bathroom tray, like a little holder that sits by the sink in the bathroom. So I made this. I just asked her what she wanted out of it. So it's got a little drawer here to put stuff in, and a little top shelf, and then a little double stack here for contacts and other miscellaneous products. I thought this was kind of cool. It's got a nice little chamfered edge here, so it's not sharp or anything like that. And so I'll do these designs sometimes. I also made one kind of similar to this. This was a really quick design. This took me not very much time at all. I think I finished it in like an afternoon, probably like an hour or so. It was super quick to design. Pretty straightforward piece. I mean, it's all solid one piece other than this one sliding drawer. It prints out super easily. Really straightforward design. Kind of similar to that, I have this other piece. I have a bunk bed where I sleep on top, and then underneath is my desk area where I do design. The bed on top has a rail, like a rack system that goes around the bed, and there's nowhere to put like a water bottle or a wallet or phone or anything like that. And so I designed a couple little holders that hang themselves on the rack that kind of just snap into place here. This slides on the corner of the bed frame, so I could fit my water bottle in here. And I have a couple of these I've made. This one is for the water bottle, and then there's another longer one for the phone and other miscellaneous bedside items. There's a little lip inside of here that makes it so that when you push down, I don't know if you can see this, there's a little catch, but this kind of snaps into place when you push down on it. And I put chamfers everywhere, so it doesn't take that much filament to print it out, just enough. So I really like these. I did a parameterized design technique, so all of it can be really easily adjusted to be a different size. So if I wanted to like modify it and make a different sized version, it's super quick to just pump out another one really fast. I like these. I made this miniature hand fishing reel, and the way this works is you just tie fishing line here with these little holes, and then you wind the fishing line around this spool here. You can wind it up, and this is your own little fishing reel that you can throw in your backpack pretty easily. So you can go fishing anytime without like a pole or anything. You just unspool the line and you can chuck it out into the water and use this to reel in fish. Obviously a fishing rod is better but like this is something that's so portable and easy to use. It's just a nice little convenient thing to have with you always. Another household item I made is this this butter tray. This is kind of nice. It's for just storing the butter on the countertop. There's some butter in there now actually, and this works pretty good. There's a mistake on this though that I made that I wish I would have changed. It needs a chamfered edge on this top lid so that it slots into this slot on the bottom. And it doesn't slot in there very well right now, and I should have chamfered the edge. It's one of those things where, oh, I'll get back to it and fix it one of these days, you know? And I just haven't done that yet. One of these days, right? So there's another household thing. Oh, here's another thing that my wife really likes. It's a knife holder. So this is a knife block and a set of knives that we had. We also had this Japanese knife that's really nice, and we wanted it to fit with everything else. So this is like a really high quality knife, and I wanted it to fit in the knife block because it's like, well, everything fits here, but the one nice knife doesn't have a spot on the block. And so I thought, well, like, I could just modify the block and make it so that we can fit it in the block with all the other knives, so it has a spot that fits well with everything else. And so that's what I did. I made this little side section here to the block that sits really nice, kind of hugs the edges on the sides of this block, and then wraps around this other side here. So it just kind of sits there well with all the other knives and has its own little place on the block. A family member actually just gifted us another really nice Japanese knife, and so now I'm thinking I'll probably make another accessory to this block so that I'll have 2 extra knives on our knife block. But now that I've done the first one and I have all the dimensions for this in the computer, it's really easy to make a second one. It's just a very slight adjustment, and we got another knife on there, so that's kind of fun. I like that. Another household design that's pretty useful is this. This is a capsule press for making capsules of powder of various kinds. So I've used this in the past for a couple different things. You can use it for making kratom capsules if you have raw kratom powder, so that's why you see the green here. You can just put the capsules in here and dump the powder and move it all into the capsules, and this is a press to help you compress the capsules when they're in there. And then pour in some more powder and compress until the capsules are filled up. And then after they're filled up, you take this bottom piece and you press the capsules up so they pop out the top a little bit, and you can cap off all of the individual capsules. Once they're all capped off, you could just dump them out of the tray and you have yourself a bunch of capsules. It's way easier to make them this way than it is to make them with one by one, filling it up by hand. So this is by no means completely automated, but it sure saves quite a bit of time if you're making a lot of capsules. Another thing you could use this for is caffeine or any kind of supplements. Like if you take some kind of calcium powder, or if you have some kind of raw supplement you want to capsule, this is really good for that. Once again, this is available on Thingiverse for free. You can just download it and print it out yourself. It's pretty easy. It's pretty optimized for 3D printing. So there's not a lot of supports. There is a little bit, but not a lot of supports in this design, and it prints out quite easily and well. And then some of my favorite things that I've done recently, I have 2 main designs that I've done that I really love. One of them is the GameCube. This is a GameCube, almost one-to-one, exactly like the original GameCube, except it's blue. All the functions work on this correctly. This was my 1.0 version. This is my original one that I did. And I wanted to make a 3D printed GameCube shell so I could reproduce one in my own color, however I would like it to be. And I found some designs online of GameCubes that people had uploaded, like photo scans that they had done, and so I tried originally printing out those, the photo scans that I had found, parts from other people that they had uploaded. And when I tried doing that, I found a lot of errors with the files that they had uploaded. Various parts didn't fit right, or didn't scan correctly, or they didn't fit together very well, or there were broken parts. And that was like frustrating because I just wanted this and it was almost there. It was most of the way complete. It just wasn't finished. And so I took it upon myself to fix all of those parts, all of the broken pieces, all the individual things that weren't working correctly. I took all the files and then I brought it into a 3D modeling program and made all of the necessary changes to all of the individual files, and then reprinted the whole thing and made it so that this works well. So this is now extremely 3D printable. Once again, you can find it on my Thingiverse page. It's 1,000 times easier to print now than it was when I had originally done this project. So this was like my beta version, the first one that I did, and there were a couple of flaws in it. One of them being that you cannot fit the Game Boy adapter onto the bottom of the GameCube. It doesn't fit in these channels very well, and these the bottom slot pieces don't fit very well either for the covers. So, if you wanted accessories with your GameCube, they wouldn't work very well. That was the primary problem with this, alongside some model geometry broken on a couple of the pieces. So this is the 2.0 version right here. This is the completed, after all of the problems have been fixed. This is the file. This is the GameCube that has everything just right. So you can see the Game Boy adapter fits on the bottom just fine. And I modeled all of these pieces as well. These are the cover spots for the bottom of the GameCube, so they snap in just right. And this is 100% usable with all of the accessories that you would possibly use for a GameCube. Also, the jewel's done. I did want to touch base on that, actually. I made this jewel so that it's compatible with the original GameCube jewel. So if you wanted to make your own jewel, very easy to do that. On the back, there's a QR code for my Thingiverse page for this. But this is printed on a Wham Bam build plate. So if you have like a glass build plate or a flexible steel build plate or a PEX build plate, you can get this glossy finish. You can print your jewels to have a nice glossy finish, just like the original GameCube jewel has, and it'll fit just right on your original GameCube if you want to make yourself a custom jewel for your GameCube. So as you can see, this is an original GameCube jewel. It's nice and glossy finish. I mean, obviously it's taken some wear and tear over the years, but yeah, you can get that nice finish on your custom printed jewel if you use a glossy build plate. This next thing that I made, this is actually a computer. This is a full PC case, and it's modular. All of these are individual panels. It's designed to be printed on a Bamboo X1 X1C. So if you have a build plate that's roughly equivalent to the build plate of a Bamboo, you will be able to print this. This has a Bitcoin mining motherboard in it. They're super cheap on eBay. They're like less than $50. I think it's like 20 bucks or something. But you can see inside of here, it's I'm using M.2 drives for my storage. And there's 5 cards that have 4 drives each on them, so it holds quite a bit. Here's the specs here on the machine. This is being used right now as a NAS, so it's a network attached storage computer. And all of this is made so that it's very easy to disassemble any individual piece of this build and still have the entire thing remain structurally intact. So if I wanted to, for example, remove just this plate, that's very easy to do. At any time, I can remove any plate from this whole build, and the rest of it will stay together. So for this, it's 1, 2, 3, 4 screws, and this plate will come off, and you can access the CPU and any of the plugs on the top. This is 1, 2, 3 screws, and you can pop this plate off. This is 4 screws, and you can pop this plate off. All of it comes apart. I did a lot of artistic design on this. I thought it'd be cool to just outfit the whole thing with fun designs that I like. So I just made each of the sides have a different feel and vibe to them. One person pointed out that there's not a lot of fans on this, partially because I'm just using M.2 drives with decent heat sinks, and I have this one spot for the main fan, so I'm not too worried about heat becoming an issue when I have feeding in and out through the primary exhaust ports. But I was considering actually putting another fan on here, because this panel is really easy to just swap out. There's a pin right here you pull out, and this detaches relatively easily. And so I was thinking maybe I'll just mount a fan on this. It would probably fit just about right. Yeah, it's on my mind. I might do that next. I don't know. There's so many projects that I want to do next, but right now this does its job well enough for what I want from it. I put the F360 file online as well for this, so that if you wanted to make your own adjustments to it or add parts or whatever, it's pretty easy to do that as well with all of the design files. I designed it in Fusion 360 or Fusion now. So yeah, it's just a couple modifications away from having some fans in here and tossing a graphics card in it, and you could run, you know, pretty much anything you want out of it. This took me a long time to do, especially with all the designs in it. Took a long time to design, but I'm pretty happy with it. I think it's cool. It's an art piece and a computer at the same time, so I really like this. It's a lot of fun to me. I enjoy looking at it. So anyway, that is a couple of the other things that I've done in the past throughout the last, I don't know, 2 years. I'm always working on another project, so let's see. Next project that I'm working on. Well, I was gonna mod the Wii U. That would be fun to do a Wii U mod, but for 3D printing, I did just make those seatbelt buckles. There are a couple of these things I haven't uploaded actually either, like this bathroom stand. I mean, there's just a million of these things online, so I figured, really, someone want another one? I could upload it though if it gets traction and people want it. I could throw this online pretty easily. Comment below what you think I should build next. Anyway, that's it for this. I'll throw out another video. I just got back from Japan. I spent 3 weeks in Japan, so sorry. It's a pretty big gap on upload there from the last video to this one, but I'm going to try to start making this more of a regular thing. Maybe like once a week or something like that. We'll maybe get a build out. It depends on how much I want to spend on editing versus, because I still work a regular day job, so it's like I gotta edit my videos after I'm home from work. So like how much do I want to edit, or make it vlog style, not as much editing but more frequent content? Maybe give your opinion what you think I should do. You want more frequent content with less editing, or you want a little bit more editing, a little bit more polish, and less frequent content? Let me know what you think. Anyway, that'll do it for this one. See you guys later.